I started playing bass because we wanted to put a band together, and I was, at the time, learning keyboards, and the other guy in the band who played keyboards played better than I did, and we didn't have a bass player, so I was elected.
I have a story sort of like Joe's. I didn't really plan on being a bass player. People kept showing up into the house asking me to play.
One day I just decided I was just going to build my own instrument because I didn't have the scratch to buy another one, and what I wanted was something completely different. So I started working one summer on an instrument. Just a little trickle here and there, and then it sort of evolved into calls just by word of mouth. And so I said, well, this is kind of neat. I can actually get paid for doing this, and I love working on the instruments. And I was, luckily I didn't destroy anybody's instrument in the process of learning, but I'm completely self-taught. I set up shop at a music store. From that shop I built my name and my reputation, and once that store closed, I set up shop on my own, where I did custom building and repairs. So that when I decided to finally break on my own and build instruments with my name on them, I wanted to make sure that they were the best designs, they didn't have any design flaws. Things that make the instrument reliable and dependable or headache-free. So I had studied composites in college and got involved in working with Modulus, and they had a patent on their graphite neck. We made the early instruments from those, so our first NAMM show was 1982. Then in '87 I moved out here, and we started doing all of our own stuff. The patent expired, and that allowed me the creative flexibility to incorporate different materials into the recipe of our neck design, and that results in an instrument that I feel is far superior to what we did in the past, and it's a warmer, more friendly, earthy sounding instrument. During my move out here, I had the pleasure and honor to meet Michael. When I was back east, a friend of mine was sending me discs on the Windham Hill label, and a few of them were Michael's discs. And what I found so intriguing about Michael's CDs, his compositions were just so moving and so deep, and just there was so much emotion. Michael play, I kind of got a different experience, because from the records I was drawn to this wonderful compositional work, and when he played I got a taste of that, but I also got a taste of the whole alter tuning thing that he was doing, and he was having to do a little stand-up in between, changing the tuning on the bass for each song, and I was kind of sitting in the audience crawling out of my skin, knowing that I could do some things to help him facilitate that tuning in a much better way, a much faster way. And so I persevered a bit and finally got to meet Michael. I went over his house, borrowed an instrument. So about, I don't know, 2 weeks, 3 weeks later, I got a call, and it was Michael again. said, I said, my bass is down and I've got a gig coming up and, maybe you could take a look at it. The electronics were out, so I couldn't get the electronics in time to fix it for his gig, and so I said, well, I don't know what I'm going to do. And I said, well, look, I've got this fretless bass and you're welcome to it. So took the bass, and about a week later, I walked in the door and he said, so you want to build a new bass, huh? I said, yeah. And he said, well, I've got some pretty crazy ideas. And I said, well, so do I. And that's when I knew I met my match, because I had ideas and things that I wanted to try, but never met anybody as crazy as I am to sort of facilitate that. I could build the stuff, but couldn't play it. He could. The hyper bass was being born. Sort of limitless. We were just kind of going for it, shooting for the moon. We did it. We've got this interview at Bass Player Magazine. UPS was late in delivering the Hipshot D tuners. So by 11:30, tuners showed up, we had the bass together, we hopped in the car, and Michael's starting to drive, and he stops. You drive, I'm going to get in the back seat with the bass. Because we just kind of tacked it together. It was 20 minutes down to Cupertino, and I'm driving, and Michael's in the back seat of the car. Ding, 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 ding. He's making adjustments, and in that short amount of time, he had already put together some sort of a little ditty to play, and we got the bass player, and it started off like 3 guys in the room, and within about 20 minutes, Michael was wowing everybody in the place. And since then, that's led to bigger and better things. That's opened doors for us to a lot of other players, enabled me to go even further, trying new techniques and new materials and so forth to create better instruments. I'm always trying to strive to build the best that we can possibly build. And if there's something new that I can offer to somebody, I'm always on the hunt for something new and exciting to bring to bass.
Joe earlier was talking about this instrument, which is the original hyper bass prototype that he and I designed. And he built.